All right. So what do you think about Benedict's resignation? Why did he do this? Why
Well,
why did this happen, Christopher? I mean,
I,
talk about taking a hit.
I think he was forced out. I don't know why he was forced out. I do know we haven't been told half the story. There are various conspiracy theories. He was being blackmailed. Uh, this, that, and the other thing, or advanced as reasons for his resignation. I don't know the answer to why he resigned. I know that it looks very suspicious, and I know that he was under pressure because at the very beginning of his pontificate, what did he say? Pray for me,
Right.
that I may not flee for fear of the wolves. Well, he did flee for fear of the wolves.
Mm-hmm.
And the explanations given afterwards for why he assumed the papal garb, even after his resignation, continues to wear the papal ring, and continues to use his papal name, the explanations are ridiculous.
Yeah.
That he feels he still has a kind of papal ministry, a passive papal ministry of prayer. He's still within the enclosure of Peter. Another explanation was, well, he wears white because there was nothing else to put on after he resigned.
That's so dumb.
Come on, really? So very suspicious. We don't know exactly why he resigned. It wasn't on the up and up, as far as I'm concerned. There's something we don't know. Eventually, I guess we'll find out. But his brief reign of 7 years, I call it the Benedictine respite
Mm.
of what he did for tradition, because of his liberation of the Latin Mass from its Babylonian captivity. The idea that the Mass was prohibited by Paul VI was demolished by
Right.
Benedict XVI. He said the traditional Mass was never legally abrogated. Never abrogated. So we were fed a lie for 40 years. So he did certain things with the regularization or the attempt to regularize the society, and lifting of the excommunication of the society. That was crucial. And the liberation of the Latin Mass with Summorum Pontificum. So the way I look at it is the Pope is a giant in the church, and we have this giant pinned down like by the Lilliputians, by 1,000 strings of these modern novelties. And all Benedict did was lift his pinky, his little pinky, to exercise his authority in favor of tradition
Yep.
by a couple of measures. By a couple of measures, by lifting the excommunications of the society and liberating the Latin Mass. And the situation liturgically has changed dramatically. I was going on the Chartres pilgrimage before the Benedictine respite. You couldn't get a Latin Mass anywhere. They wouldn't allow it.
Mm.
You had to sneak one in. Maybe in one place or another you had an open-minded pastor who would let you celebrate it. But generally it was banned. Now it's, oh, right this way. The traditional Mass, no problem. So that's a radical change in the environment. And of course, Francis doesn't like it. He said things along the lines of, I don't understand why young people like this Mass so much, this traditional Mass. He says, but if you look beneath, if you scratch below the surface, you'll see there's something wrong there. He's accusing the people who are attracted, young people in particular, to the traditional liturgy of mental disorder, the worst kind of demagoguery. So the Benedictine respite, as I call it, was a great thing for the church. It shows how quickly a few acts of papal governance can undo all the damage.
Yep.
He only did a couple of things, and he made huge efforts at repair, and they've had great benefits for the church. But then he resigned, and now we have this, which is a total debacle.